Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the November 19th, 2025 board meeting of Geneva Area City Schools Board of Education. I'm going to do my best to get through this meeting with my voice tonight, so I'll apologize now. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Cybulski? Here. Mrs. Krieg?
Here.
Mrs. Milliken Dixon? Mrs. Ortiz?
Present.
And Mr. Pierson?
Here.
Certification by the Treasurer of Compliance. Are we in compliance, Mrs. McDermott?
Yes, we are.
This meeting is a meeting of the Board of Education in public for the purpose of conducting the school district's business and is not to be considered a public community meeting. There is a time for public participation during the meeting as indicated in the agenda. If you're able, will you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated.
I shall allow it.
All right, I need a motion to waive the reading and approval of the minutes, please.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Cybulski?
Yes.
Mrs. Krieg?
Yes.
Mrs. Ortiz?
Abstain.
And Mr. Pierson?
Yes.
Okay, at this time, we are going to have student recognition. Dr. Lombardo?
Sure.
Testing. Good evening, everyone. Good evening.
Good evening.
Well, it's so nice to see everyone here, and you could see we have a full house. And this actually was one of my dreams as a superintendent, is to just fill the room with positivity. So what we've done is I asked all the principals to give me some of those Student of the Month. And you could see there are tons of Student of the Month this month, and we're going to continue to do this. I think it's just outstanding that we could recognize our students, because that's why we're here. And we just had so many. I said, let's throw them all in. So I'm so glad many of you could make it tonight. Dr. Brisky is going to be handing you the certificates. So we started on this side here, right? We're going to do this by building, and we're going to call you up. We're going to say a lot of great things about you. So all the kids, when you hear your name, please come on up. And you're going to stand here, and then after we're done with your building, we're going to take a picture. We're going to go through each building. And when we're done with this and the staff recognition, you are free to leave as we move on to the rest of the board meeting. I mean, you could stay, but feel free to leave. We'll give you that opportunity. First, we want to talk about Austinburg Elementary School. All right, these students were chosen for the Awesome Austinburg Eagle Award. It is presented to students who consistently exceed expectations in all they do. These outstanding students were chosen from showing kindness, dedication, hard work, and positive attitude each and every day. So Olivia Cole from preschool, are you here? Please come up. Oh, is that Olivia? Come on, honey, you're good. Come on up over here. Come over here. She's going to give you a certificate. If you could just stand right here, we're going to get a picture with you. Yeah, stand right here. Oh, is that great? Cameron Defoe, 4th grade. Cameron here. Eleanor Lane, 3rd grade. Gabriel Nye, 5th grade. And Brooke Woodring, 4th grade. You want to come take a picture?
She's coming down now.
If anyone else wants to take pictures, you're welcome. Leah Harper, hang on, I missed one.
Hope we did have Leah Harper on the list.
Did I have Leah Harper from Austinburg? Come on down. I'm sorry about that.
Best friends.
Well done.
Looking for this?
You did that on purpose. You are. All right. You are a good man. All right, we have Cork Elementary School. We do have two students, Fern Holodenak, 5th grade. From, are you here? Please come on down. Fern is an avid reader and can be seen throughout the day with a book in her hand. Fern usually has free time. In her free time, she is reading. Fern has already taken 27 AR quizzes with a 96% average and currently has read over 1 million words. That's incredible. Fern. And then Caitlin Taylor, 2nd grade. Are you here? All right, come on down. Now, Caitlin's kindness and generosity to others is what exemplify her as a soaring eagle. Here's an example. A student was passed over when receiving a treat bag. Caitlin saw the teacher looking for an extra bag and told the teacher, the student can have mine. Most students would have held on to their treats. Caitlin sees this as a response to kindness by giving her treat bag to the student who did not have one. That's very kind. All right, we're going to get a picture.
Yeah, of course.
And Fern told me she brought a book here as well, so that is awesome.
Congratulations.
All right, we're going to go on to GPS. Here's a list of students. What did I do? Okay. Is everything good? All right, we are good. GPS. Here's a list of students who are invited tonight. They represent GPS Student Council, and their leadership, commitment, and positive influence has made a meaningful impact on their peers and school community. So when you hear your name, please come down. Addie Andrus, are you here? All right. Annabella Burton. Analia Byers, are you here?
It's Amelia Burns.
Oh, Barons?
Burns.
Burns, I apologize. Molly Dryden. Oliver Dunn. Journey Ice. Elizabeth Johnson. Eli Koning. Noah Messina. Madeline Pedrano. Cameron New. Abby Pryor. Aiden Rodriguez. Awesome. Java Schneider. Did I say that wrong? I must have. Ava, I wanted to make you laugh over there, so thank you. Oh, my goodness. Sydney Verant. I apologize. And the advisor is Elizabeth Gurley. So that should be all of our GPS.
We might need some front rowers. I don't mind. I don't mind. They're all gonna go.
Parkour.
Why don't we move over here? You guys want to stand here? Show your certificate.
What did you say? He is so bad.
Come on over here.
All the tries.
That's all you can do. The spelling on some of them, who knows? I liked its comeback. Just wanted to make you laugh. That was good.
Guys, jump in that row and take a picture. Hey, whoa.
We got one more.
This is a special moment, dang nabbit.
You are good. Congratulations, guys. All right, now we're moving on to middle school. We have a bunch from the middle school. So Sam Accord, 6th grade. You hear Sam? Sam is a model student, hard worker, conscientious learner, and works to the best of his ability on all his assignments. Benjamin Burr, 7th grade. All right. Ben is always helping his peers and going above and beyond. He is also a dedicated student. Clayton Keller, 8th grade. Clayton strives to exceed expectations both in and out of the classroom. He is respectful and kind. Clayton earned honor roll last quarter and continues to demonstrate academic excellence this quarter. I am extremely proud of Clayton's achievements and look forward to his future accomplishments. So Billy Fedler, 6th grade. Fielder, 6th grade. Billy is an all-around good student. He is well-mannered, respectful, and engages in meaningful conversations with his peers and teachers. Elise Ruck, 7th grade. Elise is always working hard and strives to be the best she can be. Isabella Rosenberger, 8th grade. Isabella is always kind and compassionate towards others. She is a conscientious student who continues to succeed academically. And Lydia St. Angelo, 6th grade. Lydia is always prepared for class, works hard each and every day. She is a joy to work with. And then Annalise Stearman, 6th grade.
Did we call Elise Ruck? I didn't.
Yes.
Annalise is a student who constantly displays a positive attitude, works extremely hard, and is always kind. Her demeanor is warm, friendly, and internally upbeat. That's awesome. Congratulations. I got his last name wrong. It's Fielder. I apologize.
Snoop Dogg shirt's unreal. It's absolutely amazing.
All right, now we have our high schoolers. This is a really exciting award. Congratulations to all of these seniors. We're going to call their names. They qualified and they received the Governor's Merit Scholarship. Now, this is an award that's recognized your outstanding academic accomplishments and dedication to excellence. So what this does is provides $5,000 per year for 4 years. That's $20,000. If these students use any public or private, nonprofit college or university in Ohio. In addition, as a Governor's Merit Scholar, you are granted guaranteed admission to any public college or university in the state of Ohio. This opportunity that reflects your hard work and commitment, and that's amazing. We're going to call your name up, if you can come up, and then we'll get a picture. Cameron Bushnell. Claire Cafaro. Congratulations. Zachary Dunn. Good job. Paxton Galeazzo. I should get that right. Ryan Hobbs. Dominic Palisano. Paul Masano. Bryce Pete. Addison Satterfield. And Brooke Wright. Now we got to figure out how we're going to do this. You want to get somebody want to go on top of the stage? I want someone else to come up there. We want to get this one. One more up there. You have to get a picture with everyone.
I know, I was waiting to be told. Glad I get to sit over here. That's right.
All right, and finally, we're going to give our Eagle Team Member of the Month. We're going to turn to staff because we have some outstanding staff here as well. So Austin Berg, Ashley Gillette, nurse, are you here? Okay. Ashley, Eagle Team Member of the Month. She constantly goes above and beyond her role at our school as a school nurse and is truly an essential part of our school community. All right, at Cork, Tammy Ritchie, Secretary. Tammy is so well organized and very good about informing teachers of things like new students. Come on through, Tammy. She always has a smile on her face, greeting everyone as they come in, and that is so true. Every time I go in there, she's so happy. Tammy goes above and beyond on a regular basis. When there was no dedicated nurse for Cork, Tammy would often wear 3 different hats with Miss Doherty when she was out of the office, serving as secretary, nurse, running the building. She's a great right hand for Miss Doherty, jumping in and doing whatever is needed from doing the morning announcements and making sure everything is taken care of for students. So congratulations, Tammy. At a GPS, Joey Lynn Elds, teacher. She's amazing with the students in the gym. She puts her heart and soul into everything she does. She decorates the gym for all occasions. I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's really amazing. She has her mic on, and it is always decorated. It's really exciting for the kids. Amazing, good-hearted, loves her job, always helping out with a beautiful smile. So congratulations, Joey Lynn. And at the middle school, Brian Odell, teacher. Mr. Odell is a great teacher that goes above and beyond for his students. He is constantly pulling students from their study halls to work with them on math. He also is a great leader within the building. He has been a huge help navigating the first year of teaching within the district. His kindness and commitment to our staff and students does not go unnoticed. Congratulations. Then our high school, Furman Natal, a housekeeper. He's not here, but I do want to read about Furman. He's a huge asset to the high school. He does a great job cleaning the classrooms, restrooms. He is always smiling and positive about what he does. I am thankful he works in our building. Furman deserves to be recognized for his hard work. He's a great man, so Furman. And finally, transportation, our main office, Board of Education, Alicia Pitcher, our bookkeeper. She is a true asset to the central office team. She keeps us laughing, always has a smile on her face, and is always willing to help. So those are all of our great staff, so congratulations. Now we're going to be getting the meeting, so you are able to leave. We'll give you time now if you do want to leave at this time. But I thank all of you for coming.
Hi, sweetheart. Congratulations. You did awesome.
He was her first brother, I believe. Yeah. Yeah, it's so cute. So stinking cute.
I think that's what it is.
The little preschooler. My grandson would have never come up with it, you know.
Do I have to?
I know. So sweet. And then there were 5.
Have to sign anything? And then reality hits.
He's going to be in the politics. Look, he's still waving, shaking hands and kissing babies.
What a stinking cute child. Okay.
Are you okay if I go ahead and start?
I'm ready.
You ready?
All right, everyone, at this point in the meeting, we have time for public comments. You will have 5 minutes to comment at the microphone. Please come up and state your name and address, and then you can go ahead and proceed with your comments. Thank you.
Bill Baker, 440 Blaine Street. A question now that the stadium levy was defeated, are there plans to move forward with the levy in the future?
None of us can answer as a board, but if you'd like my individual answer or any of the board's individual answers, in that capacity, we can answer. So with that. Well, all right, if you all can't answer, that's fine. Right, we have to, because
I get
it's
it.
not previously noticed.
No, we have
Right.
the same rules.
Yeah.
So I just want to go on to a couple of things. I want to say I do hope that the board brings up the idea of a stadium in the future. I fully support a stadium at some point. I'm going to say that the last thing that was done, I don't think it was done correctly, putting it out to the public. And I think in the future, should you bring it up, a lot more transparency needs to happen. So I brought something about your budget, and I'm not going to go through it. Your 5-year plan, I probably need to talk to you sometime about your 5-year plan, because your numbers are all over the board. Sometimes you're, in one report in May, you're $19 million. The next one in August, you're like $13 million. Then you're $19 million. It's all over the place, and I'd like to understand it more. I'll contact you about that. But a couple things, and I think this is going to be very important. Going forward, if you plan on doing a stadium in the future, I think the biggest thing that you can do is be as honest as possible with the school district people. For instance, the part about this shows the district's commitment to responsible financial management and minimizing the tax burden on the residents. But in all actuality, it didn't matter whether you lowered the mill for that first bond levy. You can only collect a certain amount. And whether you left it the same and it ended earlier or lowered it, you're still going to collect the full amount of the bond no matter what. So to say that you were being fiscally responsible, you're actually required by law to do it anyway. At least that's the way I understand it from the auditor. The other thing, it said in past, Geneva athletes use Memorial Field. Why can't it be used now? And looking at your answers, it says the field was flooded. Equipment and athletic complexes, quote, were destroyed by the flood. Following the event, the area was designated as a floodplain. I don't know if you all know, but none of the actual field or the track is part of the floodplain. But by showing those pictures of the field being flooded, you made it seem like, oh, the whole field is a floodplain. And I can prove that by showing the FEMA map, which shows the floodplain, and it's nowhere near the track even. It's just a few feet off the Cowles Creek. So I really hope that in the future, should you bring this up, that you're more honest about it, because that seemed like kind of a dishonest answer, alluding to people that, oh, the entire field is part of the floodplain when it's really not. It also said it's no longer insurable, and if it were to flood, the area would have to be rebuilt using district funds. But the question comes up, why is it uninsurable? Is it because a claim was made and you all used that, or not you, because I don't think anyone here was on that board, that you used the money to rebuild it, or was it because a claim was made and the money was not used to rebuild it? That would be like taking a payout on your car and then asking someone to insure your car that's damaged. It's not going to happen. It's not large enough for an 8-lane track and field. I get that, that's not a problem, but there are local schools that do have 8-lane track and field that could probably be borrowed, like Lakeside and Madison. Not enough space for guest parking, but prior to 2010, was that really a problem? They still played games there. And that brings actually
30 seconds.
That brings actually to another part about if it wasn't usable, then why did the students continue to use it? And the other, I'll go by one other thing. Is there a letter from OSHA stating that, or OHSAA stating that Memorial Field cannot be used? If so, could you all provide that to the public so that we could see it? Because I couldn't find anything about that. And lastly, Memorial Field is not owned by the Geneva Area School District, and I get that. It's
Your
owned
time
by
is
the
up.
city of Geneva. If I could just finish the one comment. Has anyone approached the city and maybe asked about using it for a nominal fee so that at least you have something? Thank you.
Thank you.
Christy Burns, 4262 North County Line Road, Geneva, Ohio. I just wanted to come up and thank the board, thank everyone who put in the effort for the levy committee. I think it was the things that were in place, the different board meetings I've been to, the information that has been shared with the community. I thought it was very transparent, and I just wanted to thank you for that. I appreciate the additional night that was held to give information for that, the different facts and communications that were put out via Facebook. I thought the facts were very present and apparent, and so I just wanted to thank you guys for that.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Okay. It's time for the report of the superintendent.
All righty, we're gonna go through a couple slides, and I'm real excited. Our student.
Mr. Dr. Lombardo, hold up. I think I jumped ahead a little bit.
Oh, did you?
I did. Let's do, come over and have a seat.
He's so excited.
I know, it's my fault, I'm sorry.
It is,
It's been a long week.
Oh, we gotta do this.
Yeah, it's been a long week and it's only Wednesday. So the superintendent recommends that the board approve the enclosed letter of understanding between Geneva Area City Schools Board of Education and GATA. I need a motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Dr. Lombardo, if you want
Yeah, so this, can you hear me?
to. No, I don't know that mine's on either.
Testing, 1, 2.
You can hear whatever that is.
Here.
Yeah, so this is an LOU with GATA about pep band. We want to make sure we have a pep band for the winter sports, and this allows us to do that.
Excellent. Any other questions? Comment? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Krieg?
Yes.
Mrs. Ortiz?
Yes.
Mr. Pierson?
Yes.
And Mrs. Cybulski?
Yes.
Motion carries. Go ahead.
All right, the superintendent recommends that the board approves the enclosed separation agreement.
I need a motion, please. So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Okay, roll call.
Mrs. Ortiz?
Yes.
Mr. Pierson?
Abstain.
Mrs. Cybulski?
Yes.
And Mrs. Krieg?
Yes.
Okay. Can you hear me okay?
No.
Oh, here we go. Thank you, Tony. The superintendent recommends approval of the following policies for our board adoption. You may recall, we do 2 readings before we adopt policies. This would be the second and final reading, so I would ask for the board to approve these. I do want to note our Cell phone policy is within these policies, and once it's approved tonight, we will be rolling that out. Again, when we talked about the cell phone policy, it really affects our high school because all our other schools have no phones allowed. At the high school, students will be able to have them, they just can't have them operating or have them used throughout the day. There are some exceptions, those students that necessarily needs them, and that could be for an IEP or some other medical situation. Those are, you're able to have them, but not at lunch or in the halls or anywhere anymore. So that's part of that cell phone policy.
Yes.
I have a motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
Any other discussion or questions?
This is really symbolic because we have to pass these. It's a state law. So when you ask yourselves who made the very stupid decision to completely and ubiquitously, without any input, ban your child's cell phone, we have to. And until state representatives in the Ohio Senate inevitably are pushed to make any type of amendment or change to this policy, we'll have to adhere to it. So unfortunately, while I personally, in my own capacity, not reflective of the board, think this is stupid, it's something that we have to have in our conduct or else we don't receive state funding. So if you're wondering why we have to pass this, there it is.
One of the things I will add, that one of the classes I went to at Capitol Conference earlier this week, they had one of the breakout sessions was on hot button legislation that's rolling out right now. And one of the attorneys that presented talked about how the law was not defining what the instructional day was. And they are foreseeing that there's going to be some pretty heavy pushback on this from certain districts because they're leaving that wide open for districts to determine. To be fair, I'm all for putting them away all day long. The research is there that says that we're doing the right thing. But I'm really curious to see how this is going to shake out as these get implemented and boards pass this policy. And we see, kids are going to figure out how to communicate, folks. It's not rocket science. Like, they're going to figure out how to do it. But I thought that was really interesting that one of the attorneys pointed that out in one of those breakout sessions because they're already looking for ways to have that discussion. So we'll have to wait and watch and see what happens. So, but
When the bill was first written, it called cell phones PDAs.
yeah.
If anyone remembers what PDAs were in the early 2000s.
Okay, roll call, please.
Mrs. Ortiz?
Yes.
Mr. Pierson?
Yes.
Mrs. Cybulski?
Yes.
And Mrs. Krieg?
Yes.
All right, the superintendent recommends the following personnel actions for the 25-26 school year. And you will see, we're going to take these all the way through, let me get this right this time, through F, which has the retirements, change of contract, temporary contract, substitutes, and so forth.
I need a motion, please.
So moved.
I'll second. I would like to highlight Mrs. Ritchie. She's still here.
Yes.
She's retiring in December of this year, and she has been the secretary at Cork for 23 years. So I'm going to add a little personal side bit to this. Mrs. Ritchie was the hire when my mom left Cork. So Mrs. Ritchie is exactly the same age as my oldest son. 23, because my mom left when I had my oldest son because my mom was my childcare. So thank you, Mrs. Ritchie.
Speaking of childcare, I can't vote for item 410B, Debbie Gruber, because she is my daughter's grandmother. So I don't know if I have to break that out or what, but I can't vote for her contract.
So should we make a motion to remove that and make it its own item?
What is that, Ava? Which
Let
one?
me ask this question procedurally. Is there a contract for a substitute teacher?
No.
I
No.
cannot vote on a contract for a direct family member, even though this is an indirect family member. I just want to play my cards right.
I think he's okay on that one.
So as long as we're firing them, right, that's
We do,
good.
we do, it's fine. We do not issue contracts for
Okay.
substitute teachers.
Cool.
so
No
you're all
law
right.
breaking today.
So we're not hauling you away today
For that.
for that. For that, to be clear. So I don't need to make it, so he's good.
Nope, no
Okay.
breakout.
All right, perfect. All right, any other discussion? Excellent. Roll call, please.
Mr. Pierson?
Yes.
Mrs. Cybulski?
Yes.
Mrs. Krieg?
Yes.
And Mrs. Ortiz?
Yes.
All right, the superintendent recommends the following volunteer coaches for the 2025-2026 school year. They are there.
You need a motion, please?
So moved.
Second?
Any discussion? All right, roll call, please.
Mrs. Cybulski?
Yes.
Mrs. Krieg?
Yes.
Mrs. Ortiz?
Yes.
And Mr. Pierson?
Yes.
All right, I'm happy to have Ben Pintabona here, who's going to give us an update on the trusses. So thank you so much for being here, Ben.
I'm going to read my notes because there's a lot here and I don't want to miss anything. I don't want to misspeak. We completed the inspection of Spencer Elementary School yesterday, and I'm really happy to report very, very little damage to those trusses. They are in remarkably good shape, given what happened out here. The middle school inspection will be next week. That's the last building we need to see. The rest have been inspected. Also, late next week, we should get the repair documents needed for this building, for the high school, from the engineering firm. So those can be released for bid and get a handle on what the cost is and get those repairs scheduled. And again, I want to repeat for everybody here, none of this is catastrophic. It's nothing like what happened up the street in Ashtabula. This is all very manageable. Your buildings are safe, but clearly there are some failures and some web members that have to be corrected because they'll never go back. So the only thing that can happen is that they can get worse. So you want to stop it now. Next 2 weeks, we will receive our reports for the rest of the elementary schools as well as the middle school. And I would expect probably 4 to 6 weeks after that, we'll get the rest of the repair documents so that we can submit those to you folks and get those out to bid as well. Sometime late next week, we should have a layout for the catwalks for the buildings that we have the reports on. And that's something we should probably talk about getting done over Christmas break if you can, while there's no students or staff in the building. You're definitely going to need those catwalks to get the repairs done and for ongoing inspections as time moves forward. So I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Yeah, Ben, can you talk a little bit about Cork? Because I know you guys did some work over there.
I know we were there and we inspected that, if that's what you mean. So yeah, again, none of these buildings they're not in bad shape. The trusses, it's not like you've got multiple hundreds of bent or damaged web members in these trusses, even though there's a lot of metal up there. Every one of these trusses some of these might have up to 20 and 30 different individual web members. So there's some damage, as I said, up there, but none of it is extensive. Probably the most damage is probably the high school. That doesn't mean it's bad. It's all relative. But all of them show something. We really had to work hard to find stuff yesterday at Spencer, and it was only in one area, and it's under a valley, which we would have expected because there's a lot of snow that drifts and sits there. It's additional weight on top of all the other snow that we experienced last year. But it was in remarkably good shape. We actually had to work hard to find anything. So, which is good. I think it's great news.
Good.
So it's what we were hoping to find.
Would you say it's because of the pitches of the roof? Because this one's more flat than the rest?
No, I think this, I don't know if it's the location of the building, the fact that it's just south of Ridge Road, it's kind of down at the bottom of the hill here, and depending on the way the wind was blown, it just dumped a lot of snow here. What we have found, what I have found in the past 10 months of looking at this stuff, that a lot of this is a function of where the bracing is on the trusses and the web members. This is all about, engineering is all about math. The math works if the metal is the way, shape is the way it's supposed to be, the bracing is where it's supposed to be. So if you move a piece of bracing from the midpoint of a web member, 12 inches, you have dramatically changed the math. So, and as carpenters, we all want to work here. We don't want to work down here or up here because it's harder. So it's critical that that bracing is where it's at. When we find that it's not, that's where we see the web members a little more prone to be damaged. But I think this building I think is probably because of the location, the fact that it's down here at the bottom of the hill. If it was coming from the south, it came over that hill and it just dropped down, or if it was coming from the north, the northeast, it comes across the fields, hits the hill, literally, and dumps the snow. The fact that you have a standing seam roof on this building, I think went a long way to helping you because snow is less likely to stay there or more prone to slide off. So that probably helped us in this case. But that's, anything else?
Do you think our roof is cool?
I think cool, as in what? Temperature, or it's
Just
a
like,
nice?
is it cool? What's a cool roof?
The longer I look at this building in the past 20 years, the prettier I think it is, and I mean that. I mean that. I think the design was amazing, and I think it's a very, very attractive building. So, if that qualifies as cool, there we have it.
All
Do
right,
we
then
need
we're
the
good.
catwalks in all of our buildings or just here?
I think you're going to need them everywhere you do repair, except for Spencer. The damages are so minor that you could probably get away with just some planking in areas in that valley.
Okay.
You should consider putting catwalks at other places because 5 years from now or 10 years from now, we're going to get another crazy storm and the trusses on Spencer are 5 foot apart. So you have to imagine somebody stepping 5 feet from one truss to the other. And I can tell you, it's not simple. The other buildings are 4 foot on center, except for this high school. There are parts of this building, they're literally 6 foot on center. You have to walk to the end, crawl across the wall, then walk back to inspect everything. A catwalk is going to go a long, long way to making it easier for your own personnel or a consultant or an engineer to inspect these moving forward.
Well, I appreciate the time and effort you've put into
Absolutely.
this, Ben. I really do.
You're very
Thank you.
welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now you get to have the clicker. Now the clicker happens.
Should have stole that clicker.
All right, here we go. I'm really excited to bring up two of our student superintendent advisory council representatives. They're going to talk a little bit about what Geneva has meant to them, and they're going to tell us about some activities or things that are going on with the high school. So come on up. I have Sarah Cybulski and Zachary Dunn.
Hi, I'm Zachary Dunn. I'm currently a senior here at GHS, and I just wanted to take the opportunity to thank the board again for being able to invite me here to accept the Governor's Merit Scholarship. It's truly an honor, and I'm really excited about it.
Congratulations.
You worked hard for that, Zach.
Yes, you did.
Zach,
Well
you're too tall.
deserved.
Take this.
Oh, okay. There, that's better. And as for like current events going on, I do want to say that the Geneva Thespians, we're currently in the process of figuring out what our spring musical and our one acts will be. We're still kind of figuring out what we want to do, but I am really excited to eventually be able to help put that on here for all of you. So if you ever want to come visit, we'll make sure to let you guys know about when it's going to be or what it's going to be about. And I also want to take the opportunity to say that after all, since marching band is officially over, we're currently getting ready for our winter concert, which will be December 15th, right here in the auditorium. So if you're interested in coming and just listening to some Christmas songs, I highly encourage it.
Hi, my name is Sarah Cybulski. I'm also a senior here at Geneva. A couple things that I just want to know. Obviously, I want to thank the board, and I want to thank Dr. Lombardo as well. This student advisory committee he's put together is really something that we've needed in this school district for a long time, and it really feels like our student voices are being heard for the first time in a while. So I just really appreciate everything you've done for the district. It's really putting us on a great path, and I just feel like his amazing leadership is already being felt in such the short time that he's been here. So even though we're on our way out, I hope you guys enjoy him for years and years to come. So I just want to talk a little bit about a couple things going on. So the National Honor Society, next week we have a very fun event coming up. We have our student versus staff volleyball game. I know we have a couple very excited staff members to come play some volleyball. We're gonna have a student team, staff team, they're gonna battle it out. It's gonna be a blast. And I just wanna give a big thank you. I know a lot of them are in the audience tonight, but our awesome NHS members, they truly put in the hard work behind the scenes. We are here almost every Wednesday at 6:50 in the morning to meet. And yeah, they're just a great group of kids, and I'm gonna be really sad when we all leave. Another thing was for the Philanthropy Club, we recently did a cereal drive. You guys may have seen it on the social media accounts, which we're also trying to put back together, but we did really good. I think our leading class collected about 20 boxes of cereal, which is awesome. And then we brought them to the food pantry on Friday, and we donated them, and then we also helped pack about 25 meals for families in need around the district. So yeah, just some fun stuff.
And like what Sarah said about the Student Advisory Council, we had our November meeting this morning, and we were given information about a clothing drive. So starting today all the way till, I think it's December 19th? Right up there. Other high school students and us will go around and collect any like coats, hats, scarves, anything that we can to bundle up because it is getting really cold outside. And yeah, I can't really read what that says up there. But yes, and we're hopefully going to help facilitate this through the Geneva Philanthropy Club. That way, there's like a set organization that's like organizing it all, instead of everyone collecting everything and then realizing, oh wait, where do I drop this off? So we wanted to bring that to your guys' attention as well. And then one last thing, I don't know if there's any choir kids in the audience or any choir alumni, but the choir is going to hold their Christmas concert at December 11th. So if you also want to come support them and listen to some really good Christmas tunes, I highly encourage that as well.
All right, I did write a little something, so if I get off track though, it's very easy. So I've lived in Geneva for 18 years, my whole life, but I didn't start going to Geneva till I was in 5th grade. That's when I finally moved to Cork. And really, the minute I walked in the door, I know it's kind of hard to be very, like know where you're supposed to be when you're in 5th grade, but I really did feel like that. I just felt like I finally found a place that I belonged. So being a Geneva Eagle has taught me things about leadership, teamwork, and it's given me skills that really feel like they prepare me for the next chapter of my life. A couple of the things that I've been exposed to being at Geneva has been the Hugh O'Brien Youth Leadership Camp. Truly a life-changing experience. I wish we could send every single person in Geneva to this camp. And And then some other things are being part of NHS. I just really love the work that we do. Interact Club, which is partnership with Rotary, Miss Ball, she's awesome. And youth philanthropy. It's really exposed me to all the wonderful people we have in our community here and just how big it is. I know we're small town vibes, but we have big hearts. And it really shows when you finally get to get out and experience what it's like working with people. I also just want to shout out our awesome teachers because the staff and teaching staff here at Geneva are by far the best in the best around. Like, truly, you cannot find a more dedicated and impactful group of teachers in the buildings who truly only want the best for the students, and it really shows. They really want you to succeed and want to set you up for the future. I also just want to shout out my amazing mom, who is sitting right here. I just appreciate how the community can see the dedication and the time she puts into this place. I mean, I get to see it from behind the scenes and at home and what she does with leadership, but truly, I mean, I might be a little biased, but you guys could not have voted for anyone better. It just really, it's nice to see that people appreciate the hard work that I get to see behind the scenes as well. So thank you all for that. Yeah. This is my home, and I only wish the best for it as I'm on my way out, unfortunately. But yeah, it's made me who I am, set me on the path I am very glad to be on. And yeah, I hope everything I've done here and me and my friends have done here will leave a mark for years to come. So.
And then as for me, I've also gone to Geneva schools my whole life. This past summer, actually, my mom was able to finally move into town. So we're finally able to be as close as we want to. So that's given me a bigger appreciation of the small town coziness feeling. And I can definitely see why it's so great. It's just nice to be able to walk down to Giant Eagle if you need to get something, and you just stop and say hi to 5 people on your way to the checkout. And even though, yeah, this will be my last year, I'm going off to Bowling Green, and their mascot is a bird, so I won't be that far off. And their colors are just a step down in the rainbow, so it won't be too different. But yes, I greatly appreciate being able to be a part of all the, not only the philanthropic, but also the performing arts activities as well. Because it's just been so fun being able to perform and like at the football games, cheering on our team as they're going into playoffs or just the regular season. And then for theater, just being able to put on a good show for everybody. So I greatly appreciate that.
Thank you, guys.
I got the greatest job. I got the greatest job in the world to work with students like that. I mean, truly incredible, just incredible. Nice job. All right, we're going to go on to talk a little bit about. Well, they did touch upon the holiday clothing drive, so we did send this out to everyone. Please, if you can, provide those items to your principals, and then we will get those to people that need it in our community. So thank you for that. I wanted to talk about, Jen Chauby's going to come up here in a minute, so you may want to start up. She's got a boot on, so I don't want to have her take too much time to come up. But we're going to start, you may notice on our website, you can look for our strategic plan. There are 4 focus areas: student success, financial stewardship, community engagement, operations, facilities, and safety. And what we're going to do is touch upon, and Jen's going to go through some of the things that we're planning on. You may recall our last board meeting, we did touch upon a lot of our report card and some of the things we're doing, and we're going to give updates each board meeting, if it's okay with the board, just so you know we're on track and what we're doing. So the first one is create an environment that fosters belonging, engagement, and continuous improvement in academic achievement. So our initiatives are foster a culture of supportive, social emotional well-being, inclusive, and strong sense of belonging for every student. We're going to align and strengthen instructional practices from pre-K to 12 to ensure consistent, high-quality learning, experience, and targeted support for all learners. And we're going to provide resources, enrichment, innovative learning opportunities that encourage students to explore, discover new opportunities, reach their full potential, challenging and engaging learners at every level. So Jen's going to go through some of those areas aligned to that focus area.
Thank you, Paul. So the first thing is our math adoption update. As I mentioned last time, we're looking at K-12 new math adoption. So the process is we have a committee of members. Last month we looked at amplified Desmos math, and what the teachers will do is we receive the presentation, they receive textbooks and a demo account for the online resources. They're going to be using them with students that month. And then what they'll do is they'll evaluate the resources with a survey, and then also we're going to have students evaluate the resources, how they thought they were engaging with the resources, did they find that easy to use, so students will also take a survey. And then next month, or just today, we had Envision Math come in, so the teachers got a presentation from Envision Math. They'll do the same process. They'll use the materials with students, take the survey, the students will take the survey, and the process will go on. We have IM Illustrative Math coming in December, and we have CPM Math, which is only 6 through 12. That'll be in January, and I'm still working on the Bridges, which is K-5, and HMH into Math, which is K-12. I'm really hoping that we pick a K-12 product because I think it's important to have the continuity of the program throughout K through 12, but it's really going to be up to the students and teachers that are using the materials as to which they'll pick. So that's that one. Okay. So the next initiative is we're looking at creating a CTE program for environmental and agricultural systems pathway. So this is exciting. This will give our students a pathway that they can earn industry-recognized credentials in agriculture and environmental systems. This is in addition to last time I talked about ACE, which is the Apprenticeship and Career Exploration Program, which will be addition to this is a new one that we're doing too. So we also would like to get an FFA program. I think there's a lot of interest for students. When they explore these different pathways, it's opening doors to certain careers like landscaping, horticulture, plant genetics, crop production, livestock management, forestry, conservation science, environmental planning, agricultural engineering, environmental engineering, wildlife management, and habitat conservation. So I think this is going to be an exciting new program for our students. We're working on we have the funding. We're working on identifying a staff member that would be willing to go back and get certified in career tech exploration, and we're hoping to roll that out next year for students.
Do we have to have any kind of partnership with ATEC for that?
No, we don't, because we're going to file our own CTE 26 application. So it'll be our own program. So it'll just be our students. The other really exciting thing is we looked at a company called Care Solace, and they provide coordinated support for students, staff, and their families by connecting them with mental health and social services resources. Supporting emotional well-being is essential as healthier, more supported individuals are better able to learn, work, and fully engage in our school community. So this is something we're really excited about. We're going to actually meet with them again on Friday, or not Friday, on Monday. When do we meet with the principals? Tuesday? Yeah, so Tuesday. So I want the principals to get an idea of what this product has to offer, but it's great because it's not just our students, it's their families too. It's not just our staff, it's also their families, so it's supporting everyone involved. And finally, I have been working on several grants. I submitted a grant for over $96,000 to improve some bus safety features. You can see them listed there. And then I also worked on a grant for a new floor scrubber at the high school, which is almost $6,000. I am also working in the Patrick Leahy Farm to School program. In addition to the FFA program that we're going to have, the CTE program, I would like to write a grant for a greenhouse and hydroponics where kids can grow their own food and supply it to for the lunches, so kids have healthier options. We also are partnering with a local farm, String Hill Farms, and we're going to have farm fresh meat that is locally raised and non-GMO for our students, so students can eat healthy. So those are the things I've been working on, and it's a pleasure to do all these things. I'm really enjoying it. Does anybody have any questions for me about anything? Yeah. Well, what's nice about having our own CTE program is we can, all of our kids that want to get in it will get in it. We don't have to compete with other school districts. And then it's what the students are learning here, they're going to be on our campus instead of going to ATEC. So I think it's just going to be more of an impact on the rest of the school community. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, most of it's going to be done during the school day. However, there probably, if this goes as I hope it does, there'll be things that need to be done after school as well. So we're going to work on a supplemental contract for whoever the teacher is that would do those after school activities. So, yes. Yeah. I don't think so, because the pathways, if we go back to that slide, Paul, the pathways that I have chosen are different than the ones out at ATEC, because there are several different pathways you can take. So we're going to look at the plant science, which is a 6-point credential. We're going to do the principles of livestock selection, and then we'll do also, that's also 6 points, and then fundamentals of conservation and sustainability in agriculture, and then the Duck Unlimited ecology and conservation management. The one out in ATEC, they do a lot more with tractors and welding and that kind of thing. So it's a different program than the ones at ATEC. So, yeah.
One, I'd love to help with this, but two, this used to be common curriculum in schools. In fact, when I purchased my house, in the back of it, we have like 0.3 acres of the city. I remediated the back, and I couldn't find sources for how many chickens do I need if I have 2 adults and 1 2-year-old. And when I Googled it, I ended up coming back to the archives, which were listed in Ashtabula County, and they cited these Victory Garden books from World War II. And the FFA updated them in Geneva specifically for this growing region through the 80s, and then like 92 it stopped. So this is something we did. To answer your question, Mr. Pete, that wouldn't deter it, because when you're doing large ag, that's like, how can I plant the largest amount of wheat anyone has ever seen and use it to run a business? Whereas this is more like, what's the necessary water, nutrients, and air I need to grow some basil in my kitchen that I can sustainably use every time I make sauce? So that's kind of the difference there. And it's really, just in my opinion, it's really welcome, and I appreciate you doing that.
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
Oh. Yeah, it's okay. I think we do. So part of the funding follows the student. So if the student goes, they're going to go there. If they're there for half the day, we'll lose half the funding. So, yeah.
Will, in the partnership with Sandy Lake, will just the high school benefit, or will our elementary and middle school benefit as
So
well?
I'm also working on a program at the middle school, because I want to get kids involved sooner than later. So I'm working on a grant for a greenhouse there as well. So part of the funding that we're using, we qualified for Title V this year, which is a rural education funding. So that's part of where we're getting the monies from that.
Okay.
to do some of these things. So, but there's also the grant that I want to do because I have these big ideas about, I would love to have chickens. I would love for the kids to learn about,
You want some?
so, but I mean, I want to do a lot of things. It might take a while, but we'll get there, and I'm really excited about it. So
Do you have like a group that's helping you with these grants, or are you doing it solo?
I'm pretty much doing the grants by myself. I mean, I have to say, like the bus safety grant, the transportation, the bus, Kathy Odegaard, Scott Ola, Jared Bergard, they all helped getting the quotes to me and everything. So that was very helpful. But this Patrick Leahy one, it's kind of like on me pretty much. So we'll see how that goes. So, yes.
Another tidbit I got at Capitol Conference was the possibility of us qualifying for a program for summer meals that we could have, that would be completely covered by USDA, that we could have directly shipped to our students' homes.
Oh.
So I have that information, and I was going to
Great.
reach out to you today, but where I was out for 2 days,
Yeah.
things were a little crazy in kindergarten today, but I
Awesome.
wanted to meet with you because I
Sounds
found some grants for SROs.
Okay, yeah.
And then the information for that, where we could sit down and maybe I could work with you, and maybe I could help, and we could like combine efforts.
Sounds
because
good.
all of that would be reimbursed to our district, and we would basically pick out what we wanted. You could ship like 10 days at a time, and they literally ship everything. Milk, there's a thermometer in the box. It's cold packed. You have to track it. Like, you would have to shop and see which group you would have. Would it be UPS? Would it be the Postal Service? But we would get completely reimbursed for all of that, and it would take care of summer feeding for right before it ends 1 week before school starts.
That's great. Thank you.
So I
love
have
it.
all the information.
Sounds
We
good.
could
Let's-
meet, maybe work out how to do it, because I don't know anything about it, but I would learn.
Awesome. Sounds great.
Okay.
I love it. Yes, yes.
Listening to all that you're doing, I think the school and the school district really owes you a big thank you, because what I've seen tonight, that's a portion of what you're doing a very successful.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah.
I agree with that.
Thank you. Well, it was definitely on the curriculum adoption cycle, and I'm excited that we're doing K-12, because in the past we're doing kindergarten through 5 and then 6 through 12. So it's a nice opportunity, and I understand where you're coming from. Whenever we adopt something new, it takes a while for the teachers to get used to using the curriculum, but that's where it's important to provide the high quality professional development, where we're giving them professional development. We're giving them coaching, we're giving them job-embedded professional development, so that they're using all the materials that are available, especially the online components, which are so important for students these days. You know, the manipulatives, math manipulatives, the Desmos portion of it. And even if, so we looked at Desmos, and it had obviously the Desmos manipulatives. Well, we looked at Envision today, and they mentioned they still will use the Desmos manipulatives because they're very good. So whatever we decide to do, those types of things are going to still be available to the students and the staff. So, did I answer your question? Okay, very good. Any other questions? Yes. Yeah. Is this for math? Yeah, they're doing into math. Yeah, it's into math. Yeah.
When you know by name, that's bad.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's what they're doing when they're piloting the product. They're using them, and then we're getting feedback on how it is, right? So, and that is what we're looking at too, even with the presentations, like the things that we're seeing in the presentations, like some is like, really, I don't know about that. But then you go to use the product, and that might just been one example that was kind of weird, you know what I mean? So we're looking at all of it, and we're using it with students and getting feedback, so. Okay, any other questions? All right, thank you so much.
Thank you very much for taking the time to do that.
All right, time for the report of the treasurer.
I need a motion and a second to approve the financial report for October.
I'll give you a motion. Can I have a second, please?
So moved.
Discussion?
Okay, so in front of you, you do have the report through October. Again, the normal information where we're at compared to last year, where we're at compared to the forecast. I just wanted to kind of touch base. I had met with the gentleman from Red Tree during Capitol Conference, and he had actually stopped in before a few weeks ago. He was in the area visiting the schools that he oversees. So kind of just to lay out some information on Red Tree. So in our report here at the end, I usually include it every month, a synopsis of the funds that Red Tree does hold of ours. They do have, I'm going to see the difference, about $11 million of ours, and they are restricted on how they can invest the money. He did bring to my attention that there were some securities that were bought during the low interest rates in 2020. So as those funds are coming due, we are able to reinvest them at a higher interest rate now, because obviously it's a lot different from the, the 0.1% to the current, 4.5. So we will even start to receive a better return on investment going forward as these low interest rate securities do come due. So you can kind of see, and I know that Mr. Lilly kind of had a report every time, and those are still included in the back here, and you'll be able to see when these roll off, what the yield is right now, and we can look forward to a lot of them coming due. I can see on this first page, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. In the month of November, we have another 1, 2, or actually there's more in November. So these are, like I said, rolling off these low interest rates. So again, only positive return on our investment coming forward. Year-to-date wise, right now, against the forecast that was submitted in September, we are about $504,000 higher than what we are expecting. Again, any given month, where expenditures do come in, it can vary. We might get a legal bill that was supposed to be due last month that might come through this month. The things that are pretty consistent, we can see salaries and benefits, again, that do go on the collective bargaining agreements, are probably our highest expenditures compared to last year, and those do move at the rates that they were approved. So, anybody have any questions? Okay, Mrs. Krieg?
Yes.
Mrs. Ortiz? Yes. Mr. Pierson?
Yes.
And Mrs. Cybulski?
Yes.
Okay, and I just wanted to make a note, and I think that Mr. King can kind of touch on this too in a second. Recognize we did receive a donation for 2 VEX CTE work cell kits that are designed for the career and technical education from VEX that are to be used in the high school STEM lab, and they are valued at about $5,000. Is there anything you want to add, Mr. King?
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you.
That's all I have.
All right. Legislative report?
Yeah, we have a lot here, so I'm going to try to reduce it to just what's relevant. Senate activity. Our Senate voted 31-0 to pass House Bill 124. This is one of David Thomas's bills with Thomas Hall from Madison Township. It's going to modify the process for property tax sales assessment ratio studies. This is very practical and welcomed. I've been beating the dead horse, so as they say, being very critical of Mr. Thomas, but this actually addresses a lot of the underlying issues with our evaluation process. That being, if your neighbor sells 2 houses, the whole street goes up hundreds of thousands of dollars, meaning your monthly bill on your mortgage goes up $100 to $200. That's a really huge problem here, where seniors live in capped incomes, and all of a sudden their mortgage is $1,800 more per month, which is what a lot of people have been having an issue with. It's going to be interesting to see how the language votes, just like what we saw with our other House bill. By the time it got to us, what was a $3.4 million reduction in funds actually is $200,000 over the course of 4 or 5 years, which gives us plenty of landing time to figure out funding. So although I'm critical of Mr. Thomas, I'm appreciative for his work in getting this over the finish line and talking to school districts to make it happen. House activity. House has got a lot going on, a lot more symbolic stuff than really things that are going to hit the school district. One of the things that passed is talking about Interstate 70 in Tuscarawas Valley and a few other things. I think one of the most relevant for us is ODU is talking about the amount of protein content inside of the food we sell, so that's coming down the pipeline. Roy Kloppenstein from, it says Haviland, which I've never heard of, and Mr. Daniels from New Franklin are requiring public school boards of education to adopt policies prohibiting the purchase of cultivated protein food products or things that are misbranded as meat or eggs. And when I read this bill, it also says that we have to send them a report that includes the age demographics, background demographics, financial demographics, free enrolled lunches, the amount of free lunches that we give out, historically for the past 5 years, that kind of data. And it's a very intrusive bill that's hidden under the guise of being about meat and eggs, or as they've recently edited it, cultivated protein food. So I urge everyone, if you're interested in reading some of the most boring literature that has a substantial impact on your life, to take a look at that bill and see what I'm talking about for yourself. House Education Committee did have some movement. They had their 4th hearing on HB 455. This makes changes to the operation of public schools and ODU to eliminate obsolete provisions of education law. The committee accepted a substitute bill before passing the bill out of committee. A comparison document showing the sub-bill's changes can be seen on both the Facts in a Flash blog by OSBA, and if you want to read the full unedited bill, you can go to the State House website. HB 486 by Gary Click and Mike DeVia are talking about the American Heritage Act. The committee accepted an amendment to change the references in Christianity of the bill to Judeo-Christian values, so that's the update. It will go on to its 5th hearing now. And the committee held its 3rd hearing on HB 485, which would enact the Baby Olivia Act, include human growth and development instruction and health education. The committee accepted a substitute version of the bill, and it goes for grades 5 through 12 to allow videos substantially related to the, quote, Baby Olivia, end quote, video to be shown. The committee heard opponent and interested party testimony from Lindsay Wyckoff of North Canton County, Jeremy Ward of Forest Hills County, and Dr. Amanda Graff from Centerville. The rest is just a bunch of Senate bills. We are going to see some stuff coming from BASA, OSBA, and OASBO. Now that you guys have had your working group committee, there's going to be some advocates that go down there, and they're going to talk. I think we had Scott Woldega from Ohio ACTE, OAX, and Ohio CCS. We have a Fair School Funding Work Group that's going to talk about bringing back the Fair School Funding Program. That's kind of like the lights on, lights off, lights on thing. We keep saying we're not going to use it, then we're going to use it, then we're using it again. So it'll be interesting to see where that goes. And I know everyone is just really excited about this, but the Ohio Health Committee is going to hear sponsor testimony from Tristan Rader and Gene Schmidt, both a Democrat from Lakewood and a Republican from Loveland, that would alter existing requirements regarding youth cardiac monitoring. They have a 17-point amendment, which I'm not going to bore you with, but I actually am excited to say that it does take in individual aspects of using defibrillators and that the whole goal is to, if there was a cardiac event to occur for someone who might have POT syndrome, coming back from something like mono, that there's an individualized plan on record to give our school nurses one more thing to do. Other than that, I don't have anything else. I know you guys are sad about that.
All right, thank you, Mr. Pierson. ATEC report, Mrs. Ortiz?
Yes, so on Friday, they had the ribbon cutting for the new building, so that's exciting. So it's complete, and students are using the new academies. This week, the sophomore showcases are taking place, and Geneva's scheduled to be there tomorrow along with Conneaut. And then our next board meeting is scheduled for Monday, November 24th. Awesome, thank you. Member reports. I have a pretty, I typed it out so I won't ramble. So our bond issue, as most of you know, our bond issue on Election Day did not pass. It is disappointing, but we are listening to our community, and the district will be pivoting as we move forward with our future steps and planning. Despite the failure of the bond issue, the need still remains. We are reconvening with our Athletic Facilities Committee tomorrow evening, so we've also added a few new additions from the community as well. And we will bring ideas and the plan that group of people, when we reconvene together with them, forth in our next monthly board meeting in December. So stay tuned for details and updates when we meet again in December. We will come forth with that at that time. I am sure that you've noticed that Mrs. Dixon is not in attendance this evening. She's been waiting to have a medical procedure done and has been at the mercy of scheduling by the hospital, and she finally received the okay, and it lined up with tonight's meeting. So she had her procedure, she's recovering, she's in the hospital, and she's doing well, and sends her regrets for not being in attendance and looks forward to seeing all of us in December. So get well soon, Marty. We miss you. I did check with her today, so she's doing pretty good. This past month has been intense. We've had elections, CVC and all-county awards for all our athletes, conferences, meetings, more meetings, football playoffs, yay. Fall awards. Our thespians graced us with a wonderful production. OSBA's Capital Conference in Columbus. We left myself, Mrs. McDermott, Dr. Lombardo, and Mrs. Cybulski joined us, and Mr. Andrus joined us as well. I just had that in there. So we met also, our current board met with Dr. Lombardo and Mrs. McDermott, and we finalized their goals, their personal goals and evaluations for the 25-26 school year, which was a huge accomplishment. That's something that has not been done in quite some time here. So to have a current evaluation and meet with them and align goals as a board, and then set up a time, that email's scheduled to go out tomorrow, by the way, for us to reconvene mid-year and then talk about those goals and keep moving forward was a big item on this board's to-do list. So I feel really good that we've got that and are moving forward with it. So we will convene mid-year to discuss, and we'll finalize at the end of the school year. The school year does not run as the calendar year. So our end of year will be July. So, and then we'll start again. We've initiated a holiday clothing drive, and that has morphed into a district-wide project, and super excited about it. This all started as a little ask from Mrs. Savage at GPS that kids didn't have gloves and coats for recess. And Jenna Laird also had reached out to me. She's on the PTO at GPS, and so I just Amazoned some gloves over to GPS the one day and realized that this was like way bigger than just like 24 kids needing a pair of gloves. So it just turned into this whole thing, and Dr. Lombardo and the principals all just jumped in, created this. We've got this Excel sheet that's got all these, the nurses jumped in, like started organizing. We've got the superintendent's advisor. I mean,
it has just turned into this amazing project, and I'm super, super excited to see, what comes from it. So totally awesome, loving it. Our foundation is off and rocking and rolling, and I'm super stoked about that too. So we had elections, and so remember, the foundation is something that just kind of runs parallel with the school district. This board does not have anything to do with that foundation. So they've elected officers, and Mr. Brad McMichael is our president. Andrew Raymond was elected as vice president. Jenna Laird is the secretary, and Christine Hansen is our treasurer. There she is in the back. Give her a shout out.
How you spell that?
So thank you all for stepping up for our community. I'm super excited to see what comes of this foundation and the work that it's going to do for all of the students. Remember, this is not something that was just dreamt up because of the athletic facility. I know a lot of, talking to people in the community, I heard a lot, not a lot, but a few comments that perhaps this was just something that was being developed just to maybe link arms because you just want to build a stadium. No, this foundation is much, much bigger than that, and it's going to outlast many, many things and all of us here in this school district. So our vision for what this is going to be be something that's going to serve our children and our children's children, and we want it to be something that we can all look back on and say, hey, we were part of that. Isn't that awesome? So hopefully that's what comes of that. So going back to the elections, we did have elections for our school board, so we're welcoming a returning board member for the next 4 years, and that's Mrs. Elizabeth Cybulski. So a round of applause for her. Mrs. Ortiz did not decide to run again, so we will be giving her an appropriate send-off next month. Plans are in the works. And we're welcoming 2 new board members in January. We will bring them in to be sworn in. Mr. Joseph Cooper, I think he was here, but did he take off? Okay, but he was here. And then Mr. Stephen Andrus was elected. So earlier this week, we attended the OSBA Capital Conference in Columbus. So Dr. Lombardo, Mrs. McDermott, Mrs. Cybulski, and myself all attended. So Capital Conference is a wonderful opportunity to learn about all things related to school board governance, up-and-coming policy changes, the latest and greatest offerings to districts that are showcased at the trade show, and just connecting and learning from like-minded professionals that are celebrating public education. One of my top takeaways was from one of the sessions presented on by a member of the Berea Area City School District's School Board. Her name was Anna Chapman. I've already reached out and connected with her because she was just phenomenal. Her presentation was called Advocacy A to Z, School Board Members as Powerful Voices for Change. She was a firecracker, probably why I connected with her so much. But if you are looking for reasons as to why we must defend public education, these are reasons that she gave. And I think, as school board members, we're the closest people to that change because we're the ones that you elected to impact that change and have those conversations. So we're the ones that are closest to writing our legislatures and reaching out to those people and saying, no, you can't do that. No, this is what we need. This is what our community is asking for from us. But I thought these were some great points to share that she shared. Number 1, public education is under pressure from privatization and vouchers. 2, we must push back against all the misinformation out there about public schools. 3, advocacy protects transparency, accountability, and equitable access for all students. We serve everybody. We don't get to tell anyone no. Every child that comes here, we serve. We don't get to tell you no, you can't come because you don't behave. We have an open door for everyone here. We must push back when private interests attempt to reshape education around profit instead of people. We must emphasize the shared responsibility of keeping public education a public good. Stand firm Public funds belong in public schools. Advocacy is leadership. Silence leaves decisions to others. Our voices matter. We, all of us as board members, must be the voices, not the echo. So I want to thank our district for sending me. I intend on continuing to be a voice, probably why I lost mine this past week. So thank you very much for sending me. It's a very valuable conference, and I look forward to putting what I learned to work here in our district. So that's what I have. Any other board member comments?
Yeah, so I, as Michele said, I had the opportunity to attend the Ohio School Board Association Conference also for the second time as a school board member. Years ago, I used to attend as a vendor, so it's interesting being on the other side of things. But the information shared in just 2.5 days is overwhelming, but so good. A couple of sessions that I attended, one of them was creating a vibrant alumni network, which has been talked about. I've been part of the academic boosters for years, and they've been talking about it, and so this session really honed in on stop talking about it and just start the process. And so I want to talk with Brad and Jeff kind of a little bit about what I learned in that session and just some of the great work that school districts are doing with their alumni and connecting people back to their communities. And I guess listening to Sarah and Zach talk about how Geneva raised them, I do have to say that it was a little bit surreal watching them talk, because I have obviously known Sarah her whole life, but Zach I've known since he was 3, and to see them stand there together and speak so well about where they are, where they're going, is amazing. Thank you, Geneva. And then the other, Dr. Lombardo and I went to a presentation in Mission to Modalities that Mayfield Schools did, and they have this, I have said for years that the way we teach kids needs to change. We're teaching like it's 1950 still. And Mayfield has a really cool model that we have to figure out how to get here. Mm-hmm. And I think that we're in a good position to start implementing some really neat things. Having traditional, they have 5 different teaching models, from traditional all the way to, they call it options, which kids kind of pick and choose how they want to learn. And it truly is about how each individual student learns. And they're a 5-star school, they're having great success, and I'm just really excited to figure out how we can make that work. And they did it without spending any money. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah, it's amazing.
And then the other one I went to that was interesting was making CCP work for the district and the student, and it was all about figuring out how to do CCP without losing your kids, without sending your kids out of the building. And that is something that I really would like to focus on as well. Our kids love being in this building. And so we need to make sure that they're getting the opportunities that they can without leaving. And so that was a really, really great presentation too. And then we had the honor of seeing Michael King get recognized once again for being the Principal of the Year. The Ohio Association of Secondary School Administrators. OSBA allowed them to come in and present who their Principals of the Year were, so we got to see Michael King on the big stage, and that was really fun. And I just thank him, he's left though, for all of his work. And then I want to give a shout out. I've been working with Mrs. Best and Mr. King on their Learning Through Internships program that they just started, which they're working with community members. She has 17 students. We've worked together to find places for them out in the community, so they're going out once a week and actually getting to shadow real people. It's going to be amazing.
And I do have one of them.
Yes, we talked about that, and yes.
Because of his schedule, was not able to go out, so
Right.
he does come for
That's
a few
awesome.
hours every Wednesday.
And I know last week they had 3 start at UH that are interested in being nurses, so I love that. And then lastly, I want to give a shout out to Mr. McCoy and his media and marketing class, because our new social media sites are looking really good, and he's doing really well with those students, creating some really fun, informative posts, which we're finally celebrating what we have here, and I love it. So that's all I have.
Right? Anyone else?
Keep it short and sweet. Like I said in the beginning, I voted for option 2 because that's what was presented for us, and it had a facility for band and the arts and the sports that we had, and we knew that the ask was big. And if you remember, I think we all said it was going to fail, and now that happened. But what we have in exchange is a remarkable amount of attention and a remarkable amount of people who are finally paying attention to this huge issue. And there are answers to be had with those people and their attention. So we are not looking to mourn the loss of the levy that never happened more than we are, let's put our heads together and solve this. So no matter what, there's a way forward, and we're gonna, go the way. I was sad I couldn't join my colleagues at the Capitol Conference, and I hope that Mrs. Dixon is feeling better, but luckily OSBA has a lot of materials that we were able to stay on top of. And I wanted to touch on something really quickly, and that is how phenomenally bad generative and predictive AI is and its use in schools. I just want to say that we're keeping a close eye on it. I use it in a legal capacity, and I've not had one useful function for it outside of making Google searches maybe 2 clicks faster. 2, we're also seeing remarkable research, even with some of the curriculum that we're rolling out, that says, and I know that you guys are going to be really freaked out by this, but looking at screens all day is not really that good for you. It turns out that that's a fact that exists out there. And people are taking looks at both of these to put themselves offline and be close with family and spend time without that constant stream of information. And I just want to, as an anecdote in my own opinion, say how awesome I think that is, and how that makes me think that there's still some hope that we will return to that type of modality, the family-centric model of using supplemental tools that are awesome and not all the time, and spending the rest of the time with the people we love doing the things that we love to do. To summarize my report, I've heard the good, the bad, the ugly. The election season never brings out the best in anyone, but I do want to close with, I have never seen an off-year presidential election have, even though it was still pretty not great turnout, have the strength and voter turnout that this one did. And if we can keep the momentum good, bad, or otherwise to have that type of advocacy, so the greatest number of people in Geneva are getting what they actually want and ask for, then vote whatever you want down or up. At least we know that we're bringing it to the most amount of people. And there are election cycles that you and I have seen when we were looking at data where only 3,500 people in the whole school district showed up to vote. We cover about 12,500 registered voters. So I just want to impart that piece of data on us before we leave today.
All right. We good? All right. Need a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
Roll call.
Mrs. Ortiz?
Yes.
Mr. Pierson?
Yes.
Mrs. Cybulski?
Yes.
Mrs. Craig?
Yes. Meeting's adjourned, 8:15.
I have some things for you to sign.